What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. I thought today was going to be kind of a quiet one. We only had 4 games, and then the Athletic dropped some alpha, if you will. Let's get into it. Good morning, everybody. What's up? We made it. It's Friday, if you will. Thanks for being here. It's a little gloomy this morning, a little gloom and doom in the New York City streets. We get a fun one though. We had 4 games last night, and none were really exciting. They were all kind of out of hand pretty early. But we'll make sure to touch upon all that stuff. Just a reminder too, we are back today. We're back today at 5:30 Eastern to fire up Live Before Lock as the new game week hits was so rare. I'm excited to see how I'm gonna get pissed off this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I think I was really feeling myself after Monday night. I was like, man, I constructed some solid ass lineups. They were off to great starts, and then it was just kick in the teeth after, or kick in the tooth. Was it a singular tooth? I don't know. It just went down bad after that. But I'm excited to live in everyone else's W's. I already know our man Sean Grant. He hit another rare in the champion, so congrats to him. But yeah, anyways, that'll be at 5:30. So please tune in for that. And then that's going to be a tight hour too, because your boy is going to be. We're going to see a little Broadway tonight. We're going to see Mike Birbiglia, which is exciting. So, but you know what I think we're going to start with? I think we're going to start. An article came out. It happened like right. I'll actually drop a link to it in the chat in case you guys want to follow along. And I don't even know. I don't even know how helpful these are. It's look at Tandy time. There he goes. There he goes. Um, I don't even know how good these or how informative these are anymore because it's a lot of you know what, it's similar to Twitter in the sense that, like, if you like Top Shot, if you are still into Top Shot and having the time of your life, that like, shout out Treaty Kiss and Connecting and Collecting, but like you're even seeing it with some of the stuff that they're doing right now too, where they're doing memes of like swatting the FUD away, right? So you're either all in or you're all out. There's no in between. You're not allowed to like be critical or have any thoughts. But in this case, right, like clearly this person, Bill Shea, I believe, who wrote it, attempted to be like unbiased. And then a couple of times there was a great clip that Andrew Laird actually shared in the Discord. That he just said, despite critics warning that many NFT projects are environmentally damaging, can be akin to Ponzi schemes, are risky assets because of wild price volatility and lack of regulation, and often feature assets freely available on YouTube and elsewhere, fans and speculators still bought in. So like phrasing like this, he also referred to it as what was it, Beanie Baby? I think he called us Beanie Babies. Just that like the boom is over and now it's just people who are like diehards in there. And like honestly, that's probably true. Yeah, Jump Shoot, that says that story's behind the paywall. Yeah, the Athletics behind the paywall, but it's like $1 a month. You guys should be in on that. Or it was $1 a month if you signed up in December. But yeah, so I'll share a screen here and just kind of like highlight a couple of things. It basically was saying that it boomed. It's no longer booming. That is the gist of it. It boomed. It's no longer booming. I did find it like a little bit interesting. Some of the quotes that came out of like the NFL and NBA didn't really comment, even though they had reached out. And then Top Shot, I believe, only responded via email. That they didn't really want to be interviewed. But yeah, both of the U.S. major leagues continue to be Dapper partners. The NFL, whose NFL All Day product debuted in December, declined to comment on its relationship with the company and the wider NFT collapse, while the NBA provided only an email statement saying NBA Top Shot continues to be a key partner and a valued component of our business. Providing the NBA Top Shot community with even more ways to connect with the league will continue to remain a top priority. This line made me giggle a little bit because man, I don't know. I don't know the last time the NBA has talked about NBA Top Shot. I think that was like a common complaint, like because we saw how active it seemed like the NFL was in NFL All Day, and so it was just kind of funny to they provide will continue to be remain a top priority. Made me giggle a little bit, and who knows, maybe they're very involved behind the scenes, but I think that was something that just felt a little misplaced. The other thing that stood out to me too, they talk a little bit about Roham. They mentioned, I believe they mentioned we announced this company was reorganizing and cutting 22% of its roughly 600 person workforce because of the macroeconomic environment and too quick company growth. So we talked a little bit about that. We build digital collectibles to provide fans with long-term value. They are not, nor have they ever been, an investment product. And I thought that was kind of interesting because that was definitely not, I think that was a recent shift. Not recent in like the last year, but that was definitely not communicated early on. I think a lot of people can attest to that. Yeah, Shadow, it's a nice ties there. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I would argue that was not the case at the beginning when a lot of people got into it. I don't think that was how it was. That seemed to be so. I think that feels a little disingenuous to say they are not, nor have they ever been, an investment product. And that means transaction volume is not a metric that tells the full story of the product. But what I found interesting, like they go out of their way to say all of this, that it's collecting and connecting. It's about fandom and all of that stuff. But then they kind of go back later, and where is the here we go. Where is it? Basically they lay out I'm sorry, I had this pulled up and then moved around a little bit. Um Gosh, here it is. Let me actually go over to Twitter because I had framed it over here on Twitter. Um or I'd clipped it on Twitter. Here we go. So Dapper Labs said its product continues to sell out. I want to shout out Tandy because Tandy always says like this is our fault because we keep buying the packs. And there are still buyers purchasing its basketball and football NFTs for thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, including a LeBron Cosmic for $25K on December 24th and 3 Luka Hollow highlights that sold for 10 and 11K on New Year's Eve. And obviously they're not going to get into the nitty gritty of a lot of that stuff. But like, yeah, there was a 5% rate back during that time. So if you're going to make a big buy, do it then. But like to say that it's not an investment product, it's not about the money, it's about this. And then they'd be like, but also look at these big buys, baby. We're back. So I don't know. I mean, the whole thing, I don't know if we learned anything new. This is probably the same article that we've seen hundreds of times. But I found it interesting. Anytime it's because someone pushed back being like, hey dude, this isn't interesting, this isn't news. But for a long time, anytime someone that wasn't a part of Top Shot said anything about a Top Shot or wrote anything about Top Shot, everyone would have been like, moon, here we go. But now that they're not saying nice things, we're like, dude, who cares, dude? They don't even get it. And so I don't know. I think it is worth taking a look and reading and getting an outsider's perspective of someone who's not really tied in every day, but did attempt to talk to the NBA, the NFL, the two licensing leagues, and then also talk to Top Shot and NFL All Day, which had like orchestrated replies. So it's worth taking a look if you're behind the paywall. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll just always, oh, there we go. I have a good stream, says Tandy. I leave the browser wide open for the algorithm. Thank you. I don't know. I think it's worth looking at. I will always think it's funny when they say it's not about money and then highlight money. But and then in the article too, it goes on to describe like where the market was at the average sale, how the average sale has dropped considerably, and then the amount of volume that was done in December, which I believe was like 2.2 million, which was the lowest since July. I think was the like the July of when it started or something like that. But it was 2.2 million was the lowest sales volume, and since the early days, and that was that was Mary Hoopsmas, So I don't know. Take a look at it if you get a chance. Maybe I'll just screenshot the whole thing and put it in the Discord. But yeah, anyways, okay. I just wanted to touch upon that because I thought that was interesting. I also just got an email about doing a giveaway. So uh, I've been a big fan of this House of Strauss podcast. It's Ethan Strauss, and it's behind a paywall. But I just got 3 subs to give away. So we're gonna give those away today. So all you got to do is like the stream, subscribe, and put in hashtag House of Strauss for a shot at this giveaway. It's basically a podcast that's behind the paywall. It talks sports media. It's kind of fun, sometimes a little controversial. He also does some writing too. He did a great piece on Madison Square Garden and James Dolan recently. So we'll give those away today. So like the stream, subscribe, put a hashtag House of Strauss into the chat if that's something you're into. That's something you're into. I like that was a little Bill Burr in there. All right, let's dive into some of last night's basketball action. Let's get into some of that basketball action. So we had 4 games last night, and they were all bad. They just got out of control like immediately. They really did. They got out of control immediately. It was a little bit lame, but we had Grizzlies and Magic. Do you believe in me? Jaren Jackson Jr. had a great game last night. So everyone waiting for like the Triple J offensive performance. He had 3 blocks in the first quarter. 3 blocks in and he only played like the first 6 minutes of the first quarter. So 3 blocks immediately. And then went on. What was his final stat line here? 33 points, 10 boards, 3 blocks. John Morant had 32, 6, and 5. And then a nice performance by Zaire Williams off the bench. Zaire had, 16. And I feel like Zaire missed the first handful of games due to an injury that he was coming back from. And man, it's just like the Grizzlies are kind of deep. I do wonder if the Grizzlies make a move. Like, do you think they try to upgrade, get another like defensive wing before the deadline, right? Because they just have so many guys. They have so many guys that are movable too, right? You just think of the guys coming off the bench, right? Like Santi Aldama, you have Zaire Williams, who we just talked about, Conchar. Like they've got Xavier Tillman, Brandon Clark. Like they have so many dudes that can run out there and play. Tyus Jones is not going to move because they need him. He's like the best backup point guard in history. But I'll be really curious to see if the Grizzlies make any moves. I think they could like shore up I feel like a wing makes sense, right? Oh yeah, I'll be curious. I'll be curious to see if they make a move. Because their position, they're dangerous, man. They're dangerous, especially as Jaren Jackson Jr. continues to get healthy and Desmond Bane starts to like play back into what he was doing at the beginning of the year. But yeah, anybody got any hot trade takes? Trying to upgrade. I'm trying to think of like what defensive wings make sense. Like DeAndre Hunter, but the Hawks aren't going to do that. But yeah, I don't know. You got any hot trade? If you got any hot trade takes, put them into the chat, baby. All right, let's keep moving. Let's just fire through these games. Boston beat Dallas 124-95. This game was out of control. Tatum got a little trip dub action. I think he was feeling left out of the MVP conversation lately. He had 29, 14, and 10. Jaylen Brown had 19 and 7. Malcolm Brogdon. He had what did he have? 15 off the bench. Luka Magic had 23 and 9. Luka looked sick as hell, though. I don't know what was going on. There's a lot of coughing, so I wouldn't be shocked if the entire Celtics organization gets COVID. But still put up 23 and 9. Christian Hardwood had 12 and 12 in limited action. Jaden Hardy had 15 off the bench. That's somebody to pay attention to. I don't know. I feel like they've been pushing for more Jaden Hardy minutes. I don't know. I don't know how real that is, but oh, here we go. To the House says, would love to see Bogdan to the Cavs, but the asking price is too much. Yeah, I think the asking price is going to be too much for Bogdan. Imagine paying 11.8 for Jokic on FanDuel for only 23 minutes. Couldn't be me. I know. Yeah, but Poke Pro Eric, in what world did you think they were going to be up 40 in the third quarter? At one point, they were up double. It was like 41-82. It was crazy. Dort or Herter. So, Simone, I don't think the Kings aren't going to be moving Herter. If anything, I think the Kings are going to make a move to get better. And Kevin Herter's been too good. The Kings are going to make like a playoff run. Well, not a run, but they're going to make a run at a playoff run. So, Kevin Herter's definitely going to stay there. Dort is interesting though, and you know what? Let's freak out. Let's get a Dort report drop, huh? Ooh, the Dort report. Big Doherty. I kind of like that one. I kind of like the Dort call. But yeah, Herter's staying put at the Kings. If anything, I can see like the Kings moving off Harry Bonds. I know that was talked a little bit on the Bill Simmons podcast one day this week, but that's interesting. Yeah, light the beam. Light the beam, says PPE. One other thing from that Celtics Mavericks game. The Mavericks played 14 guys. 14 guys got minutes yesterday. I can't remember the last time a team rolled out a 14 dude rotation. Also, it's funny. TNT finally got Thursday night back. Right, there was no Thursday night football this week because we're at the end of the season, and it's like hell yeah, dude. TNT's back, prime time Thursday night doubleheader. Tatum, Luka, Kawhi, Jokic, massive blowouts. PPE says the Kangs want in on the Kuzma sweepstakes. So what would it be? Would it be like Harrison Barnes and some picks for Kuz? Maybe. I don't know. I don't hate it. I'd like to see Kuz go to the Kings. Although the only thing is, Kuz is only going to be there for 1 year. Kuz is going to end up, he wants that LA life, dude. He misses LA. Even though he was tweeting out recently about how much he likes the food in DC. Which I don't think I've seen a lot of people have that take. Like, I love the food scene in DC. I don't think I've ever heard that take. New York, sure. LA, sure. Chicago, maybe. Boston, sometimes. People ask, dude, I don't know. I have no idea, Tomas. We're gonna do more so rare tonight at 5:30. I'll peek in at the injury news after this, after the basketball news. I have no idea. I know he's ruled out. But yeah, we'll look at the All-Star rankings too. That's what we're gonna do after this game. All right, let's get through these games. Baby. What else we got here? We've got all right. So Utah and Houston. Lauri Markkanen was desperately trying to go for 50 at the end of that game, but shout out Laurie Bird, went for 49 and 8. Jordan Clarkson went for 19. Beasley had 19 off the bench. Man, Houston sucks, dude. So Jalen Green went for 30 and 4. KPJ 23 and 5. Are you ready for this? So they combined for 53 points. The two of them took 46 of the 92 shots last night. I think that's half. They took two players, 46 of 92 shots, and only scored 53 points. That is not a good percentage. That is not. I actually want to double check what their I want to see what their percentage was there. So they went, 46 from 92. Jalen Green went 8 for 24. Oh my God. So they went 16 for 46. 16 for 46. Wow. All right. Okay. I'm getting dunked on here. So DC cuisine is international. You can find good food from anywhere around the globe. Top tier food in DC. You know what though? This is the thing. I'm in New York, baby. Nothing's going to top it. Okay. But yeah, they are tough. The DC, I mean, the DC, the Houston situation is tough. There was also reports coming in that Şengün missed a couple of defensive rotations in a row, and Jabari Smith apparently turned to John Lucas and was like, get his ass out of the game. The vibes are bad in Houston, right? The vibes are bad. If anything, though, that makes me bullish on Jabari Smith's future. So there you go. Anyways, good win for Utah. They had lost a few in a row, a couple of close ones. So congrats. And then the last game of the night, we already referenced it a little bit. Denver 122, Clippers 91. Honestly, what's that? A 31-point lead? It was more than that. Jokic 12, 9, and 6 in 24 minutes. Jamal Murray had 18 in 20 minutes. Bones had 16 in 20 minutes. Nuggets had 7 guys in double figures. It was crazy. That game was out of control. The one nice thing, because I was excited to watch that game. The one nice thing about that being a blowout is we didn't have to watch it, right? Third quarter, it was already over. Shut it down, went to bed. I feel good. I feel rested. Yeah. Jump Shoot saying Houston will be all good when Hard On comes back. That truly will be one of the funniest things that ever happens if he goes back to Houston. It really will be funny. Oh yeah, remind the people, Queens get the money. What's up, homies? Hey, like the stream, subscribe, put House of Strauss into the chat. All right, let's go look at some of the all-star rankings here. Let me pull that up. I think I actually saved both of the photos so we can do it by photos. Here we go. So we'll look at the I wonder how this is going to look actually. Let's see. Let's share screen here. How does this look? Actually, it's not too bad. All right, so here's the East returns, right? Front court, we had KD, Giannis, and then followed by Embiid, Tatum, Butler, Siakam, Kuz. Look at Kuz being up there. Hold on, I don't want to see that. All right, Kuz, and then we got Paolo Banchero, Nick Claxton in the top 10 in the front court. I guess that does make sense. And then Jared Allen. Although, yeah, all right. On the guards, we have Kyrie leading the way, followed by Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Jaylen Brown, Trey, DeMar DeRozan, LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton, Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, top 10. What are we doing here? That's hilarious. Derrick Rose, top 10. Also, even Darius Garland is kind of funny getting votes because he's like barely played this season. But you know what is kind of wild? Like, ooh, Siri's yelling at me. One of the things that, like, looking at the front court, man, right? Kevin Durant, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Tatum, and like one of those guys won't start, because they might start like Embiid at the 5, Giannis at the 4, KD at the 3, or something like that. But one of those guys won't start, and they're all MVP candidates, which is kind of nuts. Claxton over Randall. Yeah, and Randall should be on here. But here's the thing, man. Like, this is a fan vote, and there's not many fans. Like, even Knicks fans. Like, don't you like barely like Julius Randle? You guys were like booing him out of MSG last year. So it's no surprise to me that Randall didn't make it, but Randall and Brunson should be on here. Let's get a regular season Randall drop just for good times.
A regular season Randall.
Julius should be up there. Brunson should be up there. Also, Trae Young as like number 5 seems nuts too. Like, Trae Young's been pretty bad this year, so I don't know. I'm not putting him in the 5 hole, if you will. What else we got? Anything else in the chat? Anything else that sticks out for the bigs? Kuz, it's funny. Like, I want to be mad about Kuz, but like Kuz has been balling. I guess poor Zangus. Like, how are you putting Kuz over the Zanger? I like that Bradley Beal didn't make this list. No, we're not checking. We're not checking TSD. Someone else can tell me. Yeah, Bam Adebayo. There you go, regulator. That is blasphemy. Stan must not be here this morning. He must be losing his mind. Bam should be in there. Bam should absolutely be in there. Bam should be ahead of Kuz. Butler's been really good too. He just doesn't play consistently. Anyways, all right. That's the East. Let's go look at the West now too. Let me pull that up. Where are you at? Is this it? Yeah, here we go. The West one is even funnier. Here we go. So we got LeBron. Sure. LeBron makes sense. Nikola Jokic, of course. Anthony Davis. Yes. Zion. Wiggins 5th overall is wild. There we go. Sabonis. That's not what I meant to do. Can we go back here? I wanted to try to get rid of. There we go. Okay. Sabonis didn't make the list. That's nuts. You got Wiggins at 5th overall. Like, I thought we eliminated TikTok voting. Did the BTS guys, did they like figure out a different way to get Wiggins up in there? Paul George, Lauri Markkanen, Draymond. I mean, even Draymond's been playing really well. I mean, I guess fine. But Kevon Looney, what are we doing here? Kevon Looney over Sabone? And then, yeah, so the fact that there's no Kangs representation just feels wrong. We need more Kangs fans. PPE, haven't you developed like a bot that just votes or something? We got Stephen Curry over on the guards, Luka Magic, John Morant, SGA, Clay 5th overall. I mean, come on. Russ 6th overall. Come on. Dame, Devin Booker, Austin Reeves in the 9 hole, baby. Austin Reeves. Yeah, you're right, Sean. That was Sabonis reacting to Wiggins. If only one Heat player should make it, it should be Bam. I agree. Like, I think Butler actually, in Butler's time on the court, like when Butler has been playing, he has been awesome. He just hasn't played enough games. But yeah, Bam will make it. Bam will absolutely make it on the East side of things. Yeah, I don't know. And I agree with Regulator said the top 4 look good. The top 4 do make sense. And that's when it gets weird. That's when it gets weird after that. I don't know. I love that everybody gets mad about this. Like it's been bad. I think Reeves belongs, says T. Adams. There we go. I like that everybody gets mad. It's like none of this matters. It's only partially the vote. It's like this every single year. Like it's always bad. And we still get so mad. That's not even Russ slander. I mean, do you think Russ is the 5th best guard in basketball in the West right now? Come on. The bot only works for multiple streams. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if enough guys get sick at the All-Star game, Russ makes it. You can't put Russ in the All-Star game. Come on. Come on. And Russ has been playing great. But yeah, anyways, I love that everybody gets mad. Like, this is bad every single year, but we're still like, are you kidding me, dude? There was something else. Oh yeah, let's take a look at the standings in tonight's schedule too. See if there's anything fun. We got a sneeze coming. Let's get a mental health check in here. But I'm just not gonna do it, guys. And it feels good to not cave to the chat because I am the boss. Like I said earlier, I'm in charge today. I am in charge. You can't tell me what to do. Man, the timing of that was great. The timing of that sneeze. I got it out like with the video, A+ stuff. I actually don't get enough credit for that. All right, let's go to the standings, see where we are. I know there's only a few games last night, but I love this daily check-in, to be honest. That haircut was fresh. I do need another one soon. Bandy's getting one today. I gotta get out of here by like 9:40 today so we can go get him a haircut. All right, let's look at the standings here. Celtics finally get a W after slipping up a little bit. They now have a 1.5 game lead over the Milwaukee Bucks. That has more to do with more games played, it looks like. You got the Bucks here, 1.5 game. Bucks and Nets tied in the 2-hole. Cavs right behind them. Then Sixers, Knicks, Pacers, Heat, Hawks, Bulls, Wizards, Raptors, Magic fall to 14 and 25. Pistonians, and then the Hornets down there. Denver Nuggets, Memphis Grizzlies tied for first, both getting W's, both 25 and 13 right there. They're fun, man. They're fun. So this is what I was excited. I'm not excited. I shouldn't say excited. But anyways, Pels, Mavs, Kangs, Clippers. The Suns are now in the 8 hole at 2019. 1 game over 500, right? 1 game over 500. I know we've done this before, but they are only 2 games ahead of the Timberwolves, who are in the 11 seed. And again, Booker's still going to miss a handful of time. And we looked at their schedule already of how that's going to look. And they got Miami tonight at 10, although Miami seems to suck on the West Coast after what they did to the Lakers. Let me blow this up a little bit more. Miami, Cleveland, Golden State, Denver, Minnesota, Memphis, Brooklyn, Indiana, Memphis. Like, they're in trouble. Like, Phoenix is legit in trouble. Luckily, these next 2 games are at home. Maybe they don't have Donovan Mitchell on Sunday. They don't have Darius Garland. Maybe they can squeeze one out there. But holy crap. Like, it's not, and again, 2 games out of the 11 seed. And granted, maybe Booker comes back and is good to go in late January. And then you know what? They're fine. They just rip off a bunch of W's. They finish like 7th or 6th in the West. But I don't know. I don't know a ton about grinds. But those usually injuries like that, like Zion's hamstring's another one, those just kind of linger. They hang around for a little while. It's not one of those that it's like better all of a sudden. So he's going to like come back. He's probably not going to be 100%. He's probably, I don't know what they're going to do. Regulator says, does Phoenix need to make a trade? Would it be Ayton? I mean, they just re-signed Ayton. They can't trade him. I don't think they can trade him this year. Maybe they can't trade him until January. I forget what it was. But I don't know. Yeah. Cam Johnson back soon, baby. You never mentioned him. I've mentioned Cam Johnson. You know why I know I've mentioned Cam Johnson? Because I'm ready for him to come back because it's so rare. He like two of my first buys on So Rare were Cam Johnson and Josh Primo. It's like, what? I can't believe I'm still here after that. I think Cam Johnson will help, but Cam Johnson will stretch the floor a little bit for them, give them a little bit more shooting. They need to figure out that Jay Crowder thing. But the Jay Crowder thing, like I said this like 2 months ago, the Jay Crowder trade is not going to make them better because the teams that are going to be going after Jay Crowder are good teams. Like it's not like the Hornets are like, man, we need to add Jay Crowder to the roster. Jay Crowder is like one of those guys who, well, he wants to start, but will come off the bench and play like meaningful minutes for a playoff team. So like only good teams are going to go after him, and good teams aren't going to trade guys that help them in the playoffs. And that's what Phoenix needs. The way Crowder gets traded is like, hey, we'll give you a pick. So I don't know. I think I don't know what they do with Crowder. Cam Johnson will absolutely help, though. They are desperate for just anyone that can get a bucket. They need, like, Torrey Craig is fine, but Torrey Craig's on stretching the floor. Same thing with Damian Lee, like all those guys. So I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do with Crowder. I think that the Crowder thing is going to be a problem. They need Booker to come back and be good. They need Booker to be like good and ready to go. But I think these next few games are going to be pretty dangerous for Phoenix anyways. All right, let's go back over to the standings. Sorry, that was my Phoenix rant. And then you got Golden State right there, 2019, Jazz 20 and 21. What do you think is the first big trade that happens? He will help a lot for someone who watches the Suns, and Crowder can be included in a trade with picks for a bigger piece. So you're saying that they accumulate picks, and then so this is 2 trades that need to happen, right? 2 trades. So is that what you mean? Like, so they trade Crowder to the Heat for some picks, and then they use the Heat picks to go get somebody else that can help them now? Trade Ayton to the man. But who are you getting back from Dallas? What helpful pieces are you getting back from Dallas? Yeah, Bojan getting traded is good. Bill Simmons was talking about Bojan going to maybe Bojan going to like Sacramento would be fun. I was messing around with the trade thing and figuring out like what could Bojan go to the Nuggets. Bojan to the Suns would be nice too. Like that would like Crowder and some, I don't know. Bojan to the Suns would be nice. They need guys like that. He'd have the toughest remaining schedule. Duncan and Jovic injured along with Yurt need help. Yeah, they do need help. Yeah, the Noah Vonleh to the Spurs. Everyone was so funny, like watching people react to that and saying like, "Oh my God, who are the Celtics getting back?" And we're like, "Nah, that's the thing. They're not getting back anybody." Bojan to the Bucks has been rumored. That would be like, I mean, obviously that's a good spot, especially if you don't have a healthy Middleton. Nuggets, Kings, Grizzlies too. I don't know. The Mavericks could send Wood, Dwight Powell, Reggie Bullock, and 2 first-round picks for Ayton and Jay Crowder. I guess I don't think the Suns are moving off Ayton, though. I also don't think Christian Wood makes them better. Like, I'd rather have DeAndre Ayton than Christian Wood, right? I mean, maybe you're happy to get Reggie Bullock or shoot him, but Reggie Bullock has been ass, dude. He's been ass. Yeah, Vonleh got waived. So we got traded to the Spurs and then waived right away. But he did get traded for cash, with cash considerations. But the Spurs are about to fire sale. Like Bojan, sorry guys, we got to put these on. I'm getting a headache right away. Too many screens. We need that blue light vibe. Yeah, we've got Bojan and Podol. Those are going to be the next 2 moves, I think. Bojan and Podol, or those are going to be the big spicy ones. Podol to the Nuggets keeps getting rumored too because they have that trade exception that would fit in nicely. Yeah, that'll be fun though. That'll be fun. Suns now they can't think about. I don't know how you do a reset. You get Devin Booker in his prime, man. You need to build around Book. I don't even know how you reset. You can't be tanking with Devin Booker though. You can't. Last thing you want is the superstar who loves being in Phoenix to be furious because they did a bad job building around him. You know, I still think they have pieces. I think they they've got like the Devin Booker, Cam Johnson, DeAndre Ayton core should be nice. And CP3 is my age. We've talked about this. I think my biggest concern for the Suns is CP3 logging as many minutes as he is right now. Like you need him good to go in April, May, and June. Bulls trade away Vooch and Levine. Vooch, man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the Bulls do. I really don't. All right, what do we have for oops, I didn't mean to do that. What do we have for the schedule tonight? Anything good here? Anything good on Friday? Portland, Indiana, Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, Toronto, Brooklyn, New Orleans. Brooklyn, New Orleans should have been awesome. I mean, it'll still be fun because New Orleans is tough. Ingram is still out tonight. I think he's missing both games this weekend. But Ingram is still out. Charlotte and the Bucks, Washington, OKC. Denver, Cleveland should be pretty interesting. Actually, Minnesota and Clippers will be good too. And then Phoenix, Miami, LA, Atlanta. I'll actually watch the I'll watch the ESPN late game tonight. And then Saturday, do we have anything fun? No. Lakers and Kings actually be fun. New Orleans and Dallas would be fun too. And then Sunday during week 18, nothing fun. Nothing fun. Portland, Toronto, maybe. I can see that being spicy. There you go. Before Books. No, don't do that. We don't want Booker over in LA. Don't do that. Don't you dare. Let's go over to So Rare. Just see what's popping over there. I'm gonna hang for like 5-7 more minutes, and then I gotta pop over. I get doggies getting groomed today at 10. But just a reminder too, we have live before lock tonight at 5:30 for So Rare. So come on in and hang out. I got an offer. You guys want to see what offer I got over here? Let's see what we got. Offer from Gecko FOMO. All right, Drew Holiday for $28.76. What do we think? What do we think, y'all? All right, let's go over to the NBA. Let's see. We got a couple of new contests, too, that I'm a little bit excited about. So in the common world, we got the veterans, which is 30 and over, but the limited under 23, which I think is going to be fun. I'm going to build a rare contender. They've already ruled in beat out. Somebody tell me right now. Am I going to get burned again by Paul Reed? Am I playing Paul Reed again? How do we feel about this? How do we feel about Paul Reed? All right, so this is the contender lineup for rare. This is something that I was messing around with, right? We put in Franz Wagner. We put in, I think Draymond Green made the cut. And then we went down to Muscala, baby. Muscala's been balling. So that leaves me with a cap of 20. I wanted to see if I can get CJ in, right? Oh, no, I can't. Oh, wait, I thought I did a lineup that had CJ in it too. I think I did. So we had CJ and Franz in the same lineup. And then we went, I think it was Jalen Smith. That leaves us with 5. Paul Reed. Are you kidding? Let's go. Reed. Come on, right? Can we get Reed one time? Let B-Ball Paul cook. Let him cook. The other thing that I've come to learn is I just need more money, guys. I think if I had more money, I'd have better lineups. Yeah, I don't have Harold, Sean. I would like to go with Harold, but I don't have him. Of course, I would like to go with the better play, Sean. Shout out Sean. Sean cooked in the rare contender, rare champion this week. Let's mess around and build a limited under 23. Let's see who my youngins are. So we got 1 game for the Rockets, 2 games for the Spurs, 2 games for, I think we're going to go pretty balanced here. We throw in Kevin Porter Jr., Scotty Barnes, Okongwu's got 2 games. Is there any I don't know. Kuminga's got a game. I'm not sure if he's playing. We could go Mark Williams. He's got 2 games. Cap of 16. I don't hate the Mark Williams. Shaden Sharp's got 2 games. Anybody down here? B-Ball Paul. Wait, I thought I had. Oh, no. Harold's too old. Maybe we throw B-Ball Paul in there. I think we do. Actually, I kind of like Bronham here at 13. That gives me 44. That's actually too much left on the table. We do Kevin Porter Jr. in that 1 game. Let's get off Bronham, though. Because Bronham, that leaves me with 25. Who do we get for 25? Neesmith. Neesmith's been playing pretty well. Killian Hayes has 2 games as well. I don't know. Killian Hayes, I don't know. Let's put Neesmith or Killian Hayes. You guys decide. I had Harold, sold him too cheap yesterday. Oh, well. Reed is a spray and pray with that low cap, only putting him in under 23 because I was out of options. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm putting up some guys for sale with these new tourneys. How much do you think it takes to a field competitive couple competitive lineups? The prices are kind of all over the place in the rare. They've been a little bit more expensive as late, so you need a few $100, man. I think you probably need 500. Hayes, is Hayes hurt? You talking about Jackson Hayes? No, Killian Hayes? No, Killian Hayes is back. He was suspended for a couple of games. I'm pretty sure he's back in action now, though. Yeah, but good, Josh. Back to your question. I know I said a couple hundred. I actually think it's closer to 5. Yeah, I think you need to do 5. It was like 300 for when I first was getting into it, but it was it's gone up. The price has gone up. Yeah, Neesmith has also more. Yeah, I think I'd go Neesmith too. I think I'd go Neesmith. The other thing you guys could do, if everybody watching right now, if you guys want to send me $20, everybody do a super chat for $20. It will build a lineup together. And if you can prove that you were here this morning, we will split the profits. I think we make a super lineup, right? 60, everybody, what's that? Like $2,000? $2,000? No, 1,200? 1,200? We can make a pretty good lineup of 1,200. Josh says, I'm starting to think of selling all limited and moving to rare with less people. So, Josh, I've thought about that a little bit too. I thought about I thought about keeping enough limiteds that I can hang around and still play in those contests because I still have fun with it. One thing I did do though was consolidate a lot of my rares to make a more competitive rare contest or rare lineup. That was something that I had focused on. Thought about doing that with limited as well. But yeah, I like that. I like that. The only thing is the one nice thing, I feel like it's easier to get rewards in limit. Maybe that's not true. Maybe that's actually not true at all. But Randall TSD is currently at $29. There you go. Regular season Randall.
Regular season Randall.
Regulator asks if I'm late. What do you mean? Later? What are you talking about? Are you late? Are you late, regulator? Gotta keep it regulator. Ooh. All right, we're gonna get close to wrapping here. I gotta get out of here. But I want to thank everyone for being here this morning. We'll be back at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. I think our boy Gnome is going to be joining the show again. We're gonna break down the upcoming game week. We'll go over some spread skeets, find some cheap plays, do the injury news, all that stuff, and we'll get in and out. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Also, listen, just like we're up 7,311. All right, we're cooking now, baby. We are cooking. So appreciate everyone being here. Let's spin this giveaway, by the way. So last call, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag House of Strauss. The way this is going to work, if you win this thing, shoot me a DM. This is a 1-month subscription to House of Strauss. It's like usually $9 to get behind the paywall. He does a podcast a week, couple of written things. I've become a big fan of it, especially if you like sports and sports media. It's pretty good. So here we go. We're going to spin this thing 3 times. If you win, shoot me a DM and give me your email so I can get you set up. Here we go. Winner, chicken dinner number 1. A lot of good faces in here. A lot of good faces. Ooh, the Common Man. All right. Shout out Top Shot Common Man with the old W. Let's spin it again. Number 2. It's going to Fenny out there in Idaho. Here we go. Last one, Fenny, the Top Shot Common Man. Make sure you guys hit me up and let me know how you feel about this podcast. I really enjoy it. We've been giving out quite a few subs. Let me know. Oh, T. Adams. Let's go, T. Adams. Fenny, the Common Man. Awesome OGs. We love to see it. Hope everybody has a great weekend. If I don't see you this afternoon, what's that? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. We out.